Hey guys, welcome back at the Thisissoul Shop YouTube channel. I have an ankle buckle right in front of me, and in this video I'll tell you everything there is to know from the history to how to use them. The ankle buckle is a buckle that straps the foot in and pushes it back. It's actually the most important buckle there is on your skate. That being said, I don't like it. And in this video, I'm gonna explain the benefits, but also the downsides of it, because it's not just a win-win situation. First, I'm gonna run through a little bit of the history of the ankle buckle, because skates didn't always come with them. And then I'm gonna run through all these little details of what makes them good and what makes them bad. If you have trouble picking your favorite skate, or adjusting your skate, customizing your skate, then we have a skate shop here in Amsterdam. You're always welcome to come by to look at your skate together with us or to pick a brand new pair. We also have loads of skate clothing, and everything there is in this store is for inline skaters only. Of course, we have a web shop, thisissoul.com, where you can find all the ankle buckles you want. And we ship worldwide, so if you want to order on our website, that's also great. Let me first start with the history of the ankle buckle. Back in the prehistoric era, before 1980, all skates had laces. In 1980s, the rollerblade brand came up, and this was like the first hard boot inline skate. And as soon as the skates became proper enough, people actually started using them a lot more. So inline skating really took off in the 80s. And maybe the biggest invention for inline skating, next to the urethane wheels and a hard boot skate, were the buckles. So in like about 1987, Rollerblade came out with their TRS series skates, and it had the first top buckle. And as soon as that happened, you could see like people riding down stairs and like doing jumps on them, and generally the buckle gives you a lot more control. So also just enjoying a nice ride in the park is also a lot better if you have a buckle. But that's only the top buckle history. The next step was to put the ankle buckle on it, and that's where this is all leading up to. But it didn't start with the buckle, it actually started with just the strap, and this was the crank strap. It was an add-on piece that you could put on your Roaches FCO Majestic 12 type skate or your Rollerblade Tarmac. This was early 90s when people first started to get into the verts and half pipes and hitting the skate parks and doing grinds with their skates. Also for recreational skaters, I think something like a crank strap does make sense. But the crank strap is no longer there in the same form. We do have some skates still with Velcro straps on them, but it's not as prevalent as a normal buckle. Then next step in the history is that in the late 80s, skates emerged with 3 buckles actually on it. So you had a top buckle and then an ankle buckle, and then there was a toe buckle. Something like a toe buckle is non-existent now. It was a brief period of time that skates came with 3 buckles, and it was, I think, the Technica Twister skates that were the first skates that had like the current reincarnation of like a real modern inline skate with a top buckle, an ankle buckle, and laces. And that's how right now about like, I don't know, 95% of all the skates look like. If you know a skate that had a top buckle, ankle buckle, and laces before that, please let me know in the comments, because I'd like to learn about it and enrich my own understanding of the history of inline skating. So let me know. The Technica Twister got morphed into the Rollerblade Twister because Technica bought the Nordica group, which owned Rollerblade again. So kind of like these companies merged, and the Technica technology merged into the Rollerblade technology. and starting like the mid zeros, the rollerblade twister came out, and that was one of the first skates that was truly like the standard of what we still use. That together with the Seba FR skates, which are now the FR skate brand, they kind of like set the tone for all modern skates right now. Just look at all the skates here on the table, and you can still see that same system with the top buckle, ankle buckle, and laces. All right, so that's a little part of the history and how it came to be. Now, all these ankle buckles are all mounted in the same way. So there's 2 holes drilled into the hard boot shell on each side of the ankle, and they're just bolted on with just usually just a normal Phillips head screwdriver. And because this is kind of like a standard that's not really announced as being a standard, we here at Thisissoul Skate Shop, we just called it as it is, and we're calling it a standard buckle mount, SBM. And there's 2 types of standard buckle mounts. You have the 2-bolt system and the 3-bolt system. All top buckles, that's the buckle on the cuff itself, have 2 bolts on the outside and 1 bolt on the inside for the receptor. So that's an SBM3 type buckle, that's how we call it at least. And then all ankle buckles are an SBM2 because it has 2 bolts. So if you ever want to replace your ankle buckles and search for the best pair, you can just check if your skate has 2 bolts on the side. You can buy all SBM3 listed or marked products on our website and know that it will fit your skate. Doesn't matter if it's from this brand or that brand. If it's SBM2 and your skate has 2 holes, it will fit. There's 2 terms, which are straps and buckles, and it's really confusing for me. So I did a lot of research and kind of like made up my mind finally after searching for many hours on how different brands call different products. And it turns out that if there's like a metal part that can like click like that, then it's called a buckle. But the actual part that's clicking, that's the real buckle part. But the other parts, meaning like the plastic parts, are called straps. And if it's a Velcro, it's also called a strap. So just to clear that out. And if you have an ankle buckle and the part that's clicking does not work anymore, then just check if the strap part, which has like all the edges on it, if it has any markings or any wear or tear, because you can easily replace the strap. Usually you can just buy it separate on our website. We have a lot of these. Or if it's the metal clicking part, then you can also sometimes buy these separate. If you want to buy the whole set as a complete, that's also possible. And it's not that expensive. These things are like 15 or 20 euros or something like that. So just to replace the whole part in itself as a whole is also a very good deal. Now let me tell you a little bit about the downsides of having an ankle buckle, because myself, I never use one. I have right now the skate that I skate the most is probably the Powerslide Next, and which is this skate here. And the Powerslide Next has an ankle buckle over here, and the ankle buckle sits over the laces. So I have really good waxed laces, and I like to tighten these laces really hard, and the ankle buckle actually sits in its way for me to tighten the laces. So that's why I prefer to taking it off. Also, the Powerslide Next is a very low skate, so it gives a lot of support on the top already. And because I have super good laces, I actually don't need the ankle buckle anymore, because I just tighten my laces super hard. So to summarize, if you have good laces, you don't need the ankle buckle. Also, I noticed that here in the store, if people buy skates for the first time and I hand them the skates and watch them putting them on, I see a lot of frustration with that part, because like as a first-time skater, it's just very confusing like how to operate the ankle buckle. So what I do for them is you open the ankle buckle up, and I just tilt it down to the bottom, you can kind of like move it like this and just put it down. That opens up the space to do the laces, and it's a good way to relieve some frustration when putting on the skates. Then when you've done the lacing, you can of course close it again and put it in. Another frustrating part of the ankle buckle is how to open it, because closing it can usually be done by just cranking this buckle. You can do it multiple times to close it, but opening it is usually done with this button here in the middle, and it takes a lot of force, so it can actually hurt your thumb a little bit if you press on it hard. It takes a lot of force to open it, and if you tighten it really hard, and yeah, it just becomes a little bit of a frustrating thing. So that's why I also, for myself, don't like to use it, because it's kind of like a pain to operate. Maybe in like 10 years, inline skating has so far advanced that we have an actually working ankle buckle that's easier to operate. But for now, this one that's on the power side next, and there's also a few others like here on this FR skate. They work kind of similar. This one has on the FR skate has a big button. It's just not really user friendly. There's one other buckle that's used quite a few times. I think also the Roach's Ego skate has it as well. And here this FR1 has it as well. And it has two leverages on the outside to release it. Of course, this thing here in the middle, if you crank that, it gets tightened. But then there's two buttons, and you have to press them simultaneously on the outside to release it. One fun thing actually about this particular buckle, it's called the spider buckle, is that if you only press one, it will release one edge, and then if you press the other side, it will release one more, and then so you can just like do each side after each other and release it slowly. So that's a kind of like a fun feature if you don't want to open up the whole thing. But in general, it's so counterintuitive to open the two at the same time. It's so hard to operate that yeah, for me, if you can skate without it, I understand if you don't use it. Maybe the best ankle buckle, if we're gonna talk solutions here, is actually this Fila skate. Because this Fila skate uses a normal top buckle, and it's kind of like morphed into an ankle buckle. So it's the same buckle that's here on the top. And this is a buckle that people actually know how to use, because it's way more intuitive, because it's the same as the top buckle. You just open it on this side, and then it just has a receptor on the other side. So if you want to get a more user-friendly ankle buckle, it is possible to put any top buckle SBM3 type and put it on the ankle. There's one problem though. If you use the normal mounting hole on the outside, the buckle would be so low that if you would fall, it would definitely be damaged really easily. So I would advise people to drill a little bit of a new hole a little bit higher and put the buckle there so that it sits higher on the foot. If you're ever gonna do that modification, because you really want to have a user-friendly ankle buckle, then please do that. Talking about protecting the buckle, if you look at what buckle is the best protected for falls, it might be the one that I showed first, which is the power side next buckle, and it also comes, I think it comes on all power side models actually, on the Imperial, it comes on the Hardcore Evo. So this buckle has a little bit of a protector integrated in the strap itself. So that's really smart power slide. Another good example of that is the Rollerblade Fusion models that came out like 10 years ago. They had like a big chunky protector sitting right underneath the buckle. That was great back then, but currently no other brand has that on the market. So talking about longevity and not wanting to wear down your buckle, of course metal buckles are first, they tighten a lot easier, so it's easier to operate because there's more strength in there, so it's more user-friendly, and they also last longer. So if you ever replace them, metal is the way to go. That's it. That's everything I know about ankle buckles. If you have questions about ankle buckles, drop them in the comments. If you want to learn more about different parts of the skate, check out our YouTube channel. We have a video describing every part of the skate into depth, into detail, and we make a new video every week. So subscribe to the channel and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, bye-bye. Okay, let me see what I missed. How and why, maybe, but whatever. Yeah. Just one more time.